Hey there, welcome back to my channel. You're at the Thrifty Journal Shop. My name is Amber. If you're new here, welcome. So glad that you're here. Today I am jumping in on the hashtag Ready Set Stash. And this is hosted by Meg over at Chasing Retro. And she has this bingo card style funness here of all the things that you can jump in on and create. This is on her community page. I just printed it out. Anyone can join. Any and everyone can join. You don't have to have a YouTube channel. You could share this if you want to share it on any sort of social media platform. I'm sure that you could do that. Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. So yeah, no rules. Everyone is welcome to join in and do whatever you want on here. So I thought I would have a go at masterboards. I've never created a masterboard before. I've seen masterboards, but I was like, okay, I'm gonna try that out. So I did. And mine are kind of funky, mine are colorful. I guess what a masterboard is that basically you can take any kind of ephemera that you have, whether you take scraps of leftover scraps of paper, book pages, stamps. You can use fabric. You can use a paint, inks. I don't really think there's rules. I think you can just do whatever. So I thought I would do mine a little different, I guess. I did look at a few ideas, and then I thought, you know what, I'm just going to play around with mine. And I used paper bags because I love using paper sacks. If you've been around here for a while, I get them at the grocery store and I like to recycle them. And I think they're great for journal covers. And I love to journal on them and make spines out of them. And I'm in love with paper sacks. So this was the first one that I created. And I thought, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to actually do one on camera for you and show you what I did. But really, I had no plan. I thought, I'm going to take the paper sack, and I opened it up, and then I did sew around it. And I just took my acrylic paints, and if you've seen before, I just sort of squirt some paints, and I take like a swiper, a scraper, and just, go along that and make it all painted. And then I thought, okay, I'm just going to add words, and I'm going to add fabric and magazine pages. And so I love adding fabric to things. I did use my markers here and I got my stencil out and did some stenciling with markers. And then when I had everything down, I thought, okay, I'm going to go back around and sew it just to secure it. So I think the intention for masterboards is to take them and cut them up and then use sections of them as tags or pockets or journaling cards, really whatever. I've seen people just make masterboards inside of a notebook or like an art journal. I thought what I would do was I wanted to make some art journal covers. And so I thought, I'm going to play around with this. I've got some composition books that I'm going to turn into art journals too. I've had some requests for those. So this was the first one. And as you can see, I just had fun with it. I just added fabric and scraps and different really cool magazine pages and just no theme here. Here's a little kitty cat. And it just was just so fun. And yeah, I love it. So this was the first one I did. And then these two are a little bit different. I thought I'm going to get out my my stencils, and I've got like modeling paste I love to use. So I used that, so you've kind of got a texture here, and I added some washi, and I added a playing card, and I got my stamp set out, and I did some stamping, if you can see that. And I did some doodling, And here's just like a little bunny rabbit I cut out from a children's book, one of those cardboard books. I cut out some circles. I added a die cut butterfly. And then I've got some drywall tape, and I experimented with that. Added another little squirrel from that same book, and playing cards. I just love all the colors. And I doodled, just added some fabric, and then I took my stamp. So this is like one of my favorite things I found thrifting. I just love it. Love the rainbow colors. So what I did was I took this and I just sort of swiped it after this modeling paste had dried. I just swiped it over. Here's another cool thing that I've just been playing around with too. This book was like in the junk pile at one of my bookstores I like to go to. And so what I've been doing is I've just been going through and like marking up pages. This is cool too, like if you're looking to add pages to a journal or an art journal and you want some different color in there besides just the page. All I did was like open it up and just kind of smudge it. So I took this and did that, all these other stamp sets, and I just sort of went through and, just threw some color on the pages. So you could do that with any book. I mean, how pretty is that? I thought these would be great for collage. I thought that this method would be great to have a base for composition books. Like if you're looking to like maybe alter a composition book and you want to add some color to those white pages. I did some doodling in here too. So yeah, I just played around with my markers. Just another way to like just decorate pages, add color. So I love how this one turned out. And I almost thought this would like be a perfect, like I could fold this. I could fold it and use part of it as a journal cover. I don't know. I love the way it turned out. And I could have even filled it more, but I was playing around here. And then here's another one that I did. Once again, just I painted it all. I went ahead and added some fabric, and I did use my heart stamp and more fabric, some magazine pages. This is using like my acrylic marker paints that I have, some more of that drywall tape. I did put my stencil with my textured paste. I love this little boy. This came from a magazine. And I thought this was kind of cool, just a playing card, and sewed the cat on, and I've got some fabric and an arrow. So you just have that. I mean, this look, I know, it was just really fun, and I just loved all the color, and it just used a lot of different elements. I'm going to show you how I did it, and I'm not going to keep this video super long, and I'll pause it when things need to dry. I just went ahead and did this part of it first because I thought, I'm not going to do this on camera. This is pretty self-explanatory. I just used a paper bag, and I sewed around the paper sack after I cut it open. And then I just took my acrylic paints and I just threw some colors down. I didn't really think it through. And then I let this dry last night, and I thought, okay, for the other ones that I did, for these, I didn't really have a theme. I just, pulled stuff from my little scrap bin that I have for glue booking, and just played around. So for this one, I thought I might do like a woodland theme. Okay, so first thing first, I'm just going to add some of the texture. This is just a stencil that I got off of Amazon, and I use this quite often. And this is just, I like to use this just to add texture, and I usually use this with my modeling paste. And this is the modeling paste I use. It's just like an acrylic medium. And I've had this jar for, a long time. I don't use it. I've been trying to use it more often, but I think I got this at Amazon too. It's a little on the pricier side, but I love it. I love using it. I just go over it here. The thing I've learned with this, though, is that sometimes you have the right side of the stencil and the wrong side of the stencil. Okay, we're all right. you have to really clean this because, I didn't do that the first couple times that I used it, and then it dries all awkward on here and gunks up your whole stencil. So lesson learned. I'm going to use all of these today. It's just a nice thing to add texture to. I mean, masterboards are just basically, it can just be a giant collage. It can be whatever you want it to be. There's no rules, okay? Just have fun with it. All right, and then I just pull this off, and it gets a little smudgy. I like the dots. Let's see. A lot of times, I kind of just do this again. All right. Okay, that's kind of cool. We'll add some more lines down here. Yeah, so you do kind of get a little bit of a smudgy there, but that's okay. Yeah, let's try these. I don't use these all that often. And I've used this before with my watercolors. Turns out pretty cool too. So now if you don't have this kind of thing, you don't need to have this for this. You could just use paint. I'm going to show you some of the other items that I used on making these. And it's just stuff that I've had like forever in some of my favorite art supplies. So one of them is modeling paste, acrylic paints are another one. And I'm going to show you some other things. Okay, so we'll let this dry and then we'll continue on. Okay, I'm back and it looks like everything is dry. So now I'm just going to like play around with some of the items that I used on the other masterboards, and I'm just going to share those with you. I've got some of these like acrylic painter, water-based marker pens. I'm not super in love with them. Sometimes you really got to like shake them, and then press down pretty good. I do like them. Sometimes I think that they dry up a little bit and then you just really have to like work with them. But I did use them. Just I'm going to go ahead and add some circles here. Okay, these are my watercolor crayons. And actually, I forgot that I had these. And then I thought, you know what? I'm going to get these out. What's nice about these is that you can just, mark things up. And you can leave it as is, or you can take a paintbrush. Sometimes I'll just take my finger and get my finger wet and smear it in a bit.
Okay, I'm going to jump on here and do a voiceover for this section. It's so hard for me to create and talk at the same time, and I'm not used to filming a lot while I create, and I want to get more in the habit of that because I'd like to share that with you guys. So here I'm just taking these watercolor crayons and adding some color. I love these. I've just recently started using them again. And now I'm just doodling with some marker, just my Crayola markers, adding different colors and elements to this bag. And here I've got the drywall tape. This is a nice textured element to add too. And I'm just inking it up with this ink pad, adding color. Love the rainbow, adding some of that rainbow to the modeling paste there. Now I've got my stencil out. I like the arrows, kind of bohemian sort of look. And then there's some of that paper that I showed out of that book that I had inked up. And I love frayed edges of paper and add that to my collages. I just think it adds so much to a collage. I'm looking for more papers here. This is where I had like doodled, added some crosses and X's and O's, and I don't even know what those are. Just doodles. Just adding paper. I love Uno cards. And there's one of those leaves. And I had sewed that fabric together. I just take scraps of fabric, run it through my sewing machine. I'm adding that Uno card. And then just adding some of these frayed book pages with that colorful ink. Well, if you guys have stuck along this far, I appreciate it. I hope you enjoy watching this and that this gives you some inspiration to just play around with different materials. Get out your fabrics, get out your crayons, your markers, your glue, your paints, and just put it all together. If you got stencils, whatever you've got, just get out and play with it. Oh, I love this owl, so I'm trying to find a place for him. I'm adding this little cup of tea that I found in a magazine. Oh, there's my arrow, my hand-drawn arrow. Adding more words. I love cutting out phrases and words out of magazines just to add. Take the scenic route. That's what I do often in life, is take the scenic route. Oh, there's the little squirrel. Okay, I got my stamp pads out, and now I've got some of my stamps, and I'm marking it up. This is a really cool tree that I like. Now I've got my hearts out. Adding a bit more fabric. I got my ink pad out again, just inking up a bit. I'm going to add that leaf there. So definitely have the woodland theme going on here. Just loving all these colors. I decided to add some more doodles. This was some glitter tissue paper that I found at the Dollar Tree. Nice and sparkly. Adding some more text. It's all coming together nicely now. Looks fall and cozy like. Got the fall vibes going on for sure. There's one of my hand-drawn butterflies. Sweet swirls of cinnamon.
Okay, so I added a couple extra things here. I added the wilderness here. And what else did I add? I'm not quite sure what else I added, but anyway, I took it over to my sewing machine and I just ran it through my sewing machine after everything was dry. That's the thing. I'm pretty hard on my sewing machine. I run it through a lot of stuff. I mean, I run it through glue. I sew on chipboard. I usually try to wait till everything dries and then I just really clean my needle really well. That's sort of the key. And I've broken needles before too. I'm not gonna lie. That's just trial and error when you sew on all sorts of, fun elements. I went around and just kind of secured everything. Then I did add some more fabric. I love adding scraps of fabric. There's something about adding trims and scraps to like the side of my work. I really love this drywall tape and just a bunch of different elements. Here's some like silver tissue paper and the die cut um, butterfly. So what's cool about this is that you could cut this up. Like if I wanted to use this owl, I could, cut this up and use parts of it, turn part of it into a cover for a fall journal. And it doesn't even have to be fall related. But so these were super fun. So that is how this turned out. Let me know, guys, if you give this a try and just experiment with paints and markers. I mean, I did go through and I smudged up some of that crayon, my watercolor crayons. So I kind of blended that in. So yeah, so this is the one that I created today, just using all sorts of elements. Everything here is just stuff I had, most of it thrifted, and just a replay of these. So pretty. I mean, this right here, you could just take this and, oh, I forgot. This is some washi tape too. I could cut that out and just have that be like a page in a journal. I mean, that's probably what I'm going to do is add these to my journal. And then we've got this one, which is all the really cool elements. That modeling paste just gives a really nice texture and a lift to it. The playing cards were nice and fun. Fabric's always a fun element to add. I'm all about the fabric. Just doodling. Love this little rabbit here. And then this one was fun too. Just more of like a glue book masterboard. Yes, guys. Well, thanks so much for watching. I hope this gave you some inspiration, lit something in you to just get out your supplies and just create and have fun and no rules. I hope this inspired you. And don't forget to head on over to Meg's channel at Tracing Retro. And she's got all the details of this really cool hashtag Ready Set Stash. So I know that I'm working on some Franken paper, but I'm kind of adding fabric to my Franken paper. I love doing stuff with fabric. So I'm going to jump on some of these other ones too. I hope you guys do too. And once again, thank you guys so much for watching. Please leave a comment down below if you got inspired or something you're working on, or if you've tried this before with using paper bags. I hope you get outside today and enjoy some sunshine. And I hope we find some time to get creative and colorful. All right, guys, thanks so much for watching. I'll see you soon. Take care.